Have you ever felt that surge of anger, that tightening in your chest when things just don't go as planned? That meticulously crafted project derails. The traffic jam makes you late for a crucial meeting. A carefully worded conversation takes an unexpected, sharp turn. Have you ever tried, with all your might, to control another person's choices, their feelings, or perhaps a complex, unfolding situation, only to find yourself exhausted and deeply disappointed by the outcome? We walk through life often carrying a profound, unspoken belief that we should be the masters of our universe, our careers, our relationships, our health, the very trajectory of our future. We strive, we plan, we push. But what if this deeply ingrained sense of command, this perceived ability to steer every aspect of our existence, is, in large part, an illusion? The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus, a former slave who rose to become one of the most influential thinkers of his time, offered a beacon of wisdom that cuts through this very struggle. He stated, with profound simplicity, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Epictetus reminds us that true control, the kind that leads to tranquility and resilience, is not about exerting brute power over the external world. It's not about bending circumstances to our will. Instead, it's about achieving clarity. Clarity regarding what truly lies within our sphere of influence and what demonstrably lies outside of it. He teaches a fundamental truth. Our suffering often arises not directly from events themselves, things going wrong in an objective sense, but from our rigid expectations, from our insistent demand that they unfold precisely according to our script, our desires, our timeline. The friction between reality and our unyielding expectations is the fertile ground for frustration and distress. Why do we cling so desperately to this feeling of control? From a psychological standpoint, human beings have an innate tendency to seek agency and predictability. Grasping for control, even if it's illusory, can provide a temporary buffer against the anxieties of an uncertain world. It gives us a semblance of order amidst chaos, a feeling that we are not merely adrift in a sea of random events. In psychology, there's a well-documented phenomenon known as the illusion of control. This cognitive bias leads individuals to overestimate their ability to influence outcomes that are, in reality, largely or entirely determined by chance. Think of someone blowing on dice before a throw, or pressing an elevator button multiple times believing it will make the elevator arrive faster. These are small manifestations of a larger human pattern. While this illusion might offer fleeting comfort, its long-term consequences can be detrimental. When reality inevitably asserts itself, and events unfold contrary to our perceived control, the result is often profound disappointment, a disorienting loss of direction, and a significant blow to our self-esteem. We might feel like failures, not because we truly failed, but because we try to control the uncontrollable. The Stoic philosophers, thousands of years ago, recognized this human tendency with remarkable acuity. They offered a powerful antidote, the dichotomy of control. They meticulously distinguished. There are things within our direct and complete power: our thoughts, our judgments, our intentions, our deliberate actions, our responses to events, the virtues we choose to cultivate. These are the domains of our inner kingdom. And then there is everything else, a vast expanse of things entirely outside our direct control. This includes the weather, natural disasters, economic fluctuations, illness, and health, to a large extent beyond lifestyle choices, the past, the future, and crucially, the thoughts, feelings, and actions of other people. Trying to force these external factors into submission is like trying to command the tides. This ancient Stoic wisdom finds powerful resonance in modern psychological thought. Viktor Frankl, the renowned psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, powerfully articulated a similar principle in his work, Man's Search for Meaning. He observed that between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. That space, that power to choose our response, is precisely what the Stoics urged us to focus on, our internal locus of control, regardless of the external stimulus. Furthermore, many contemporary therapeutic approaches, most notably cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, have direct roots in Stoic philosophy. CBT, a cornerstone of modern psychotherapy, operates on the premise that our emotional and behavioral disturbances stem not so much from external events themselves, but from our interpretations and beliefs about those events. By identifying, challenging, and restructuring maladaptive thought patterns, CBT empowers individuals to change their emotional responses and behaviors, even when the external situation remains unchanged. From these intersections of ancient wisdom and modern science, we learn a crucial lesson. The art of letting go of what is beyond our grasp is not an act of resignation or weakness. Rather, is an act of profound wisdom and strength. It allows us to redirect our finite energy, time, and emotional resources away from futile battles with the uncontrollable and towards cultivating what we can influence: our inner landscape, our character, our actions, and our chosen responses to life's inevitable challenges. It allows us to redirect our finite energy, time, and emotional resources away from futile battles with the uncontrollable and towards cultivating what we can influence: our inner landscape, our character, our actions, and our chosen responses to life's inevitable challenges. But after several difficult months, something shifted. Perhaps it was the exhaustion of fighting a battle he couldn't win, or a quiet moment of reflection. He began to ask himself a different, more Stoic kind of question. Okay, this has happened. It's painful. It's not what I wanted. But amidst this, what do I actually control right now? This question became his anchor. He realized he couldn't control the job market or his previous employer's decisions, but he could control his daily routine. He started waking up early again. He couldn't force companies to hire him, but he could control his efforts to learn new skills, taking online courses relevant to emerging fields. He couldn't control his past career trajectory, but he could control his physical health. So he began exercising regularly and eating better. Slowly, by focusing on these small, controllable actions, Alex regained a sense of agency. 8 months later, fueled by new skills and a rediscovered sense of self-reliance, he started a small online consulting business. Something he had vaguely dreamed of but never dared to pursue when he felt comfortably in control of his old career. The loss of what he thought he controlled ultimately opened the door to a different kind of freedom, one built on internal resilience. Now, let's turn this reflection towards ourselves. Take an honest moment. What are you currently trying to control in your life that, deep down, you suspect you might need to let go of? Is it a particular outcome in a relationship? Trying to change someone to fit your ideal? Is it an event from your past that you endlessly replay, wishing you could alter it? Is it a specific result for a future endeavor, a result that depends on countless factors beyond your direct influence? Perhaps it's even trying to control how others perceive you, an exhausting and ultimately futile pursuit. Consider this simple but powerful exercise inspired by the Stoics. Take a piece of paper or open a new note on your device. Draw 2 columns. Label the first column, things I can control. Label the second column, things I cannot control. Under each, honestly list the elements related to a current struggle or anxiety. You might be surprised by what you discover. Seeing it written down can bring a powerful sense of clarity. This act of distinguishing, of delineating, can be the very first step towards reclaiming your inner peace, towards finding a profound sense of freedom, not by mastering the world, but by mastering your relationship to it. Life, by its very nature, is unpredictable. It will rarely conform perfectly to our wishes or our meticulously laid plans. There will always be storms, unexpected detours, and outcomes that defy our efforts. But the Stoic path reminds us that our true power lies not in dictating these external events, but in how we choose to respond to them. That is our unassailable domain. The goal is to become the master of yourself, not through the exertion of power over others or circumstances, but through the cultivation of acceptance, wisdom, and inner resilience. This is not about passive resignation. It is about active engagement with what is within your power. Stoicism does not aim to make us weak or indifferent in the face of difficulty. On the contrary, it forges an inner strength that endures, a tranquility that persists, even when we consciously choose to let go of the illusion of control. For in that letting go, we find not defeat, but a more authentic, more profound form of power, the power of a mind at peace with reality.